If you trying to get waves in 2020, hands down, this is going to be the best and only video you probably will ever have to watch. So let's not waste any more time. Happy New Year. Let's get this mug started. Hey yo, what it do? It's your boy J Lou, and you are just in time for something new. Alright, now in today's video, y'all already know, when it comes to the wave game, you guys are now entering into basically this era where everybody has products that they're trying to push onto you, and they'll tell you,
in order to get better waves, you gotta make sure you buy my product. If you don't buy my product, your wave's gonna look like trash.
And it's really to try to get you to manipulate your mindset to make you think that you cannot get dope waves without buying their products, right? Y'all already know I have my product. I haven't been promoting it the way technically I should, but that's because I'm not a product pusher. You know what I'm saying? And most people, when they hit me up, I already know as a beginner, you do not need to invest a whole bunch of money into trying to get waves before you even see getting any kind of waves, right? So when it comes to products and people trying to push products, I don't want you guys to focus on that right now, because at the end of the day, most of these people that's pushing products now, they were the first ones saying
you don't even need products. All you need is a brush to brush your hair.
You know, so with that being said, whenever I first started getting waves, if all you need is a brush, then the only brush that I would recommend starting off as a beginner are brushes that you can find in Walmart, Sally's, and things of that nature, because these brushes are the cheapest brushes made available to the market. Now, when I first started getting waves, I went to Walmart and I basically copped the Wave Enforcer 544, which is this joint right here. This is kind of like a medium hard, kind of somewhat hard brush. This is great to be able to use. I also copped Wave Enforcer 585. That is the palm joint. I still had that brush, but that's like my brush that I throw in my gym bag. You know what I'm saying? So, but with that being said, those are the brushes I recommend. Now, when it comes to products, I know a lot of people will probably tell you,
oh man, you need to buy natural products and natural ingredients because that's the best thing to do, blah, 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 blah.
But man, to be honest with you guys, I've been making videos such as how to get waves with Murray's, which I'll make sure I link right above here, as well as how to get waves with Sporting Waves, to show people that these products have been around for years and people have gotten amazing waves with these kind of products, right? So as a beginner, what you want to focus on is simply trying to get waves. And what I always believe in and what I try to teach people is stay in the black. You do not want to be spending more than you probably have or can afford, because let's be honest, when it comes to getting waves as a beginner, most likely you in high school, most likely you in middle school, elementary, or maybe even college or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So money can be tight. You may not have a job and things like that. So asking your parents to go out here and buy these expensive products, to me, is ass backwards. You know,
say it now, man. Shit.
Like what I did was I got a job, I got my own money, and I started buying the things that I wanted to do. That's what I would recommend that you do if you want to buy these other products. But with that being said, I would highly encourage you guys to start off with the cheap products that's in stores. Now, some of the products that you can use, people bash Wave Builder, but this line right here, I've already did a video in regards to a greater look or a closer look at Wave Builder, and I'll make sure I link that bad boy right above here. You can click on it when it pops up. The Cocoa and Shea Butter line from Wave Builder is a pretty solid lineup. You know what I'm saying? It's something that'll help you be able to get what you need from a product and things of that nature, and allow you to be able to start the wave journey. Now, depending on your porosity, depending on your texture and all that stuff like that, you may run into different issues with these products, but you don't have to worry about that, because I've taken my time to make videos to teach you how to find your porosity. I will go into greater detail this year about things about porosity, if you can change your porosity, or what's the greatest porosities and things of that nature, because a lot of people don't know this stuff. But with that being said, I would highly encourage you to start off with the Cocoa and Shea line if you go with Wave Builder. There's other products. Shea Moisture has great products to start off with that are pretty cheap and affordable. I would say Shea Moisture is more so like a mid-price product. These are a lower price product, and you can always start off with like Hollywood beauty oils, things of that nature. Now, the thing about using those kind of products and products like these, you want to make sure you use them in moderation. You don't need to put a lot of product in your hair. People, when they first start off, think that products get them waves because that's how these products are advertised. That's how most people advertise their products, which is bogus to me because most of the people on YouTube made it seem as if products don't get you waves. So with that being said, as a beginner, just to save some money, and the real reason why I'm telling you guys to go out there and buy these store-bought products and these more so affordable products is because waving, despite what you may think, is not easy for everybody. For some people that may have looser hair textures, it's going to be very easy for you to get waves. You probably don't even have to do that much work to get waves and things of that nature. But when you have kinkier and coilier curls, it's going to be difficult for you to get waves. And a lot of people will go out here and spend their hard-earned money on products that was advertised to them, basically saying,
this is a natural product and it's the best product for you, blah, 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 blah.
And you don't even know if you really want to get waves like that, because once you get into the journey, you start seeing,
man, this is difficult for me. I have to figure this, and this out.
And with the videos that I made, you guys really got to stop hitting me up and asking me,
hey, I just found your channel with some tips.
The greatest tip that I can tell you to do is when you log onto YouTube, simply put in the search bar whatever your question may be, and at the end of it, put JustinTime. And if you have a question about forks, all of my videos about forks will pop up. If you have a question about products, all of my videos in regards to products will pop up. If you have questions about brushes, all of my videos that I have about brushes will pop up. I am the only YouTuber that has covered every single bristle type when it comes to different brushes. Now, there are different brushes coming out on the market, and most of the time, it's just different color schemes. As a beginner, whenever you're looking at brushes, you want to start off with a soft brush, a medium brush, and a hard brush. All the other brushes in between are for people that know how to use them and know when to use them whenever they need it. When as a beginner, you don't know that kind of stuff, so you don't want to go out here and buy 50-11 brushes. You know what I'm saying? So stick with 3. Like I told you guys, when you go to the stores, what they do, especially even with wave enforcers, they offer you guys brushes like these where on one side is soft and on another side is reinforced. So you basically get 2 brushes in one. And to be honest with you guys, the main reason why this is still in the package is because I plan on giving this brush away. So if you want to be able to win this brush as a beginner, simply put the hashtag wave enforcer, and everybody that puts wave enforcer will be able to have a chance to win a wave enforcer brush. But then I also have this Red by Kiss brush that I went out and bought, you know, so this is it's an okay brush to start off with. But at the end of the day, if you want a chance to be able to enter into the giveaway, simply put the hashtag Red by Kiss. Now, you can't put both of them. You got to choose which one you want to be put into for the giveaway. You got to choose either between the Red by Kiss or the Wave Enforcer brush. But the main reason why I went out there and bought these brushes is to be able to show you guys that you can start off with very affordable brushes that you find in the stores. Now, if we talk about shampoo and conditioner and all stuff like that, like I said, simply type in shampoo JustinTime, conditioner JustinTime, and those videos that I made will pop up and they'll teach you the best way to take care of your hair. All right, now, you went out there and you bought the products and you got your products and everything like that, and you ready to get started with your wave journey. But the most important thing that you need to figure out is what kind of pattern are you going to try to go for? Because one of the things that I've noticed within the years that I've been on YouTube is that so many beginners have been told by other people,
don't worry about your crown, don't worry about your pattern, just start brushing, trying to get waves to come in.
And that's the stupidest advice to give somebody, because once your waves start forming, it is way harder to try to get your connections to line up if you have no sense of direction. One of the main reasons why I made this video, which I'll make sure I link right above here, is how to get the line out your crown, is because so many of you guys was told for years,
don't worry about your crown, don't focus on brushing your crown.
And then the people telling you this stuff was focusing on a crown. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, when it comes to getting waves, you need to figure out what kind of pattern you want to go for. Now, if you don't know the different patterns that there are, the most known and the most prominent pattern is called the beehive. The beehive is the staple when it comes to 360 waves. That's what you think of whenever you see it. Most people have 360s and things of that nature. Now, the second pattern is basically what we call a swirl hive. Now, with a swirl hive, what it typically is a beehive, but for the crown, it starts to swirl in the center of the crown. You know what I'm saying? From there, those are the only two patterns that have open crowns. Outside of that, you start getting into swirl patterns. And when it comes to swirl patterns, the first one that's known is 540 waves. Now, with 540 waves, all of your waves spin around at somewhat of a degree of about 45 degrees, 30 degrees on each side, and it gives you that dope swirl look. But the next pattern that's known for swirls is 720 waves. Now, when it comes to 720 waves, they swirl around your crown just as well, but your waves would basically line up vertically from going out from your crown. Now, the good thing is when it comes to YouTube, especially YouTubers, I'm one of the fewest YouTubers that actually have videos teaching you guys these things. When it comes to getting 720 waves, I made a playlist. If you simply type in how to get 720 waves just in time, that playlist will pop up. Every single topic that you need to understand about how to get 720 waves, you have a detailed tutorial to show you what you need to focus on and help you get started. I didn't do 540 waves because I believe that that's kind of played out. When I first started, I had 360s, and then I transitioned into kind of like a swirl hive. I was not able to perfect it, but I'm actually go back to that. So like I told you guys, there's the beehive and there's the swirl hive, which are the open crown patterns that people typically use. And then out of the swirls, there's 540s and 720s. But even with that being said, there are patterns that are called hybrid patterns. So in between 360s and 540s, you can have a 360/540 hybrid. And in between 540s and 720s, you can have a 540/720 hybrid. The pattern that I currently have right now is more so in the middle of that 540/720 hybrid pattern. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna show you what my waves look like, because a lot of people are probably gonna say,
yeah, man, you kicking all this knowledge and everything like that, but what's your waves looking like?
So with that being said, you need to understand and identify what kind of pattern you're going for. Once you know what kind of pattern you're going for, you need to focus on your crown. Now, the reason why I say this is because myself, as well as Mr. Waveman, was the first YouTubers that I know of that focused heavily on teaching people to focus on your crown first. Everybody else will tell you,
oh man, don't focus on your crown, blah, 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 blah.
But if you want to be able to find videos, Mr. Waveman actually has some very dope videos in regards to how to focus on your crown and things of that nature, because you need to start from your crown when it comes to developing your pattern. If you ignore your crown and you start brushing your angles for everything else, once you try to focus on your crown, you may develop forks in your crown area, and there's typically two ways to get rid of them. You either have to push them all the way out, or you have to merge them together. You know what I'm saying? So if you have damn near flawless 360 waves, and then you start trying to focus on your beehive crown, and you develop a fork in your crown area, most likely you're gonna have to push that fork all the way from your crown all the way to the edge of your hairline. So to me, that doesn't make any kind of sense. Now, with that being said, in order to do this stuff, the last thing that you will need, and this is something that you truly need if you really want to get dope looking waves. If you don't care about getting dope looking waves, all of this stuff that I'm telling you really doesn't matter, because you can just brush your hair any kind of way. You can blind brush, and then whenever you get waves coming in, you can do that. But if you're trying to get your waves to line up and be connected, the next thing that you need to focus on is your angles. The greatest thing that will teach you how to focus on your angles is buying a hand mirror. Now, you do not have to buy this big hand mirror that I have right here. The main reason why I have this one is simply because I started off with a very small, compact hand mirror that I would use. And as you guys can see, whenever I'm looking into it, I'm looking, my hand mirror is this way, and then my bathroom mirror is right behind me. So I'm using this hand mirror to look into the bigger bathroom mirror so I can see my angles. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to do when it comes to trying to figure out what your angles are. A lot of people depend on other people drawing them diagrams and all that stuff like that. I used to do that, but the thing that I realized, and the reason why I stopped, is because most people don't know what they want. And I would waste my time drawing a diagram out for somebody, and then 2 weeks later they'd be like, oh, I would follow up with them, and then they'd be like,
oh, you know what? I don't really want to go for that pattern. I'm going for something else.
that's a waste of my time. That's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
I am not your damn brother.
You don't need somebody to draw you a diagram, and the main reason why is because typically they're going to draw you how they want your waves to look, and in your mind you'll have a different picture of how you want your waves to look, so it sets you up for failure. Now, I'm not saying that diagrams are completely bogus and a waste of time, because if somebody like myself or somebody that's very knowledgeable about patterns draws you a diagram, it'll give you a good start and foundation with your pattern. But like I said, it's a waste of time to me because people flip-flop too much, and I don't get paid for this. It'd be different if I was a personal trainer, and just like personal trainers, you pay them an hour basically for them to teach you everything that you need. You know, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be charging people to do diagrams and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, a hand mirror will allow you to see the angles that you need. Now, with that being said, the next thing I want to focus on, I know you guys gonna ask,
man, J. Luke, man, that do-rag is dope. Where you get that do-rag from?
as a beginner, are you trying to get waves, or are you just trying to have a do-rag collection? That's the first thing we need to establish, because so many people care about where I get my do-rags from, and I'm like, bro, you can go to a store, and as long as you get a polyester or a satin type do-rag, you can get waves. I will be having a video series coming up, not really a series, but more so tutorials about how to get waves without using a do-rag, the whole entire process, you know what I'm saying? So, but you don't need to focus on the different type of do-rags. I'm gonna have a separate video in the future about the do-rags that you can buy in 2020, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, let me take this joint off, because you will need a do-rag. And I would encourage you to try to get a compression cap. You don't have to have this. You can go out there and get a spandex cap. You can get stockings. You can get something from the store that Red by Kiss, Waving Force, all these companies sell, because they sell their own compression caps. This one right here is a monsoon cap. But with that being said, what you want to do is try to figure out how much compression you need. Some people will tell you you need 2 levels of compression, but honestly, I don't tie my do-rag, so a do-rag is not a form of compression for me. I use the stocking cap basically as a form of compression to protect my hair at night if I choose to rock this combination, you know what I'm saying? And I have a video, which I'll make sure I link right above here, that explains the reason why I wear my do-rags this way. Now, the reason why you need to do that is because if you lay on anything besides satin or silk at night, there's a surface tension between your hair as well as the pillow, and when you start moving around, it will start shifting your waves. When you have a satin material or a silk material, it has a smaller surface, it has a smaller frictional resistance, which basically allows your hair to move around and slide across the surface of the pillow, you know. So I'm gonna detail that a lot more in the future, but that's the only thing that you would need in regards to compression. Now I'm gonna show y'all what my waves are looking like. If y'all want to know, this rag came from Wavers at Heart. As you can see, he has some dope designs. He puts different kind of cartoon characters on there and everything like that. You can find them on IG. Just simply put in Wavers at Heart. But like I said, you don't want to focus on do-rags. You want to focus on trying to get waves. So with that being said, let me show you what my waves looking like. Alright, so as you guys can see, this is my left side. Now earlier I told you guys my pattern is in between a blend of 540s and 720s. I call it the Trinity Hybrid, and the main reason why is because I have 3 different angles in regards to this pattern. Now as you can see on my left side is flawless. You know what I'm saying? People constantly ask about how my waves look and stupid stuff like that, or they try to say my waves is trash, but like I said, I'm gonna address a lot of that stuff in 2020. But with that being said, moving on to the top of my head, right? So the top of my head, my waves have more so their 540 slant look that I told you guys about. The 540 slant is more so like a 30-degree, 45-degree slant in regards to your pattern. And as you can see, if I would have maintained it all the way around, my swirl would have been a lot more of a swirl. Now I have my waves that will kind of try to overshoot my crown area, but with that being said, I transitioned to the right side, which is more so the 720 look. Now, like I told you guys, 720s are basically vertical waves that start off from the crown, and what they do is they go straight out to your hairline. Normal 360s look just like this, right? But 720s, they sit sideways, you know. So with that being said, when it comes to the back part of my waves, this is how the back of my waves look and stuff of that nature. This is what I've been working on. And as you guys can see, from day one, I've always focused on my crown. Now, the one thing that I told you guys earlier about is because when I first started this pattern off, I struggled with my top because originally I was trying to go have a straighter top, but what I realized was that in order for me to pull off this side right here, I had to transition this to go more like a 540 slant, you know what I'm saying? And that's what ultimately led to me coming up with this pattern. But when it comes to my crown, I always focus on my crown. The last video that I want to recommend to you guys, and click here whenever it pops up if you want to watch it, is how to isolate your crown for 360 waves. Hands down, that is the best video that you will ever watch when it comes to getting waves, especially starting off from your crown, you know what I'm saying? But as you guys can see, my waves is hitting. My hair health is where it needs to be. So with that being said, if you want your waves to be on an elite looking level, the advice that I'm giving you guys, it works, you know what I'm saying? Now this is straight out the rag. What I was telling you guys earlier, my phone, what you guys are seeing right now, this is an app that comes on my camera that I can use whenever I'm recording myself. You don't need this to brush though, you know what I'm saying? Because if I replace this with a hand mirror, I would be able to see myself. The only reason why I use this is whenever I'm recording, it allows me to make sure that I stay in frame, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to brushing your angles, like I told you guys, I have several videos where I break down how to brush my angles. But what you guys need to understand is whether if you use a curved brush or a flat brush, I have videos that explain it in great detail as well. But the biggest thing that you need to do is make sure when you brush your hair, as a beginner, brush slow. You want to basically see how your hair reacts to the bristles. You want to see in regards to the angle that you're brushing, will it help align my waves? The main way you can know that is because your angles will create your waves perpendicular to whatever angle you're brushing at. So if I want my waves to go down, and I made a video in the past about basically how to improve your connections, and I told you guys I was gonna fix this side basically by brushing it forward. The main reason why I knew that is because I knew I wanted my waves to drop and taper down just like this. So in order for me to get my waves to look this way, my angle had to be perpendicular, which is 90 degrees of this angle. You know what I'm saying? So I basically brushed it just like this, and I was able to get my waves to line up the way that I wanted to get that flawless look. And as you guys can see, when I transition to brush the rest of my pattern, what I always do is I try to make sure that my angle is 90 degrees of how I want my waves to look. So with these waves, because they're going this way, my angle is going to be from right here all the way to right here. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm brushing my hair, I'm brushing my hair just like that because I want my waves to form perpendicular to the angles that I'm brushing. And I just go around the rest of my hair just like that. And that's how I brush my angles. That's how you find your angles. You don't need somebody drawing a diagram if you know what to look for. And one thing that a lot of beginners mess up on is they brush their hair stupid fast. They like, I'm trying to get waves fast. I'm trying to get waves fast. I'm trying to get waves fast. And bro, that stuff is just for it. I'm not even gonna get into that. But when it comes to getting waves, it takes time to get really good looking waves. People think, yeah, you can get any kind of regular looking waves fast, but if you're trying to get elite looking waves, waves that'll make girls turn their head when you walk by, waves that'll make dudes come up and say,
hey man, you dipping, bruh.
I'll be out in public and people will just come up to me. They don't even know who I am. They don't even know if I'm like on YouTube and stuff like that. But they will literally come up to me and say,
man, bro, I just gotta tell you, that's some of the best looking waves that I ever seen in my life.
If you want that kind of respect or acknowledgement, that's what you need to do. You need to take your time in regards to brushing your hair. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna talk y'all heads off too much about that. Alright, now with that being said, the very last thing that you guys need to understand when it comes to how to get waves for beginners, and this is something that a lot of people overlook, and I remember when Mr. Wave Man brought this topic up. He was the first person to talk about it on YouTube, and I think as well as on the Facebook pages, and it went over a lot of people's heads. People typically say,
oh man, what does it take to get waves?
And they say,
brush your hair, brush your hair, brush your hair, brush your hair.
But his response was,
hair length is the most important thing that you need to understand when it comes to getting waves.
Because there's so many people, especially people who still think that they coarse hat waivers because they have not watched my video about the truth about coarse hat waivers, that's going off of this bogus information. They keep getting 1.5s and their hair length is nowhere near curl length, but they still think that,
oh, I'm brushing my hair, I'm brushing my hair, I'm brushing my hair. Why can't I get waves?
It's because, like I said, Mr. Wave Man stated that hair length is the most important thing when it comes to getting waves. If your hair is too short, you can't get waves. I don't care how much you brush every single day. If your hair is too long, you can't get waves because at the end of the day, you'll start losing progress because you won't be able to reach down to the deep levels of your hair. But I'm actually going to start going through and making specific videos for curl patterns. And I'm going to show you guys on a scale, basically, okay, for curl patterns and within these ranges, these are the lengths that you need to follow, especially within regards to guards, things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? So if you just stumbled across my channel, I appreciate it. Definitely drop a like, subscribe if you feel like the information was informative. I hope you guys enjoyed your new year in regards to celebrations and everything like that. But it's time to take things to the next level, so salute!
Now when it come to getting waves, they call me the Don. A light-skinned legend cause I shine like the sun. I brush them to the left, I brush them to the right. But if I had to talk down, I'ma knock them out of sight. Never chasing the bag, but I stay getting paid. And I don't need a do-rag to keep my waves laid.